We live in a world that often glorifies perfection, where social media showcases curated lives and success stories seem to happen overnight. But the reality is far from perfect. We are conditioned to believe that we must have everything together, that the stars must align before we can take the first step toward our dreams. We wait for the right conditions, financial stability, perfect health, the right connections, and in doing so, we paralyze ourselves. We believe that imperfection is something to be ashamed of, that it makes us less worthy or less capable. But here's the truth: imperfection is not something to avoid, it is something to avoid, it is something to embrace. Think about it for a moment. Every successful person you look up to, every story of triumph you hear, is a story that includes moments of failure, doubt, and imperfection. They didn't wait for the right time to make mistakes, and they didn't let their flaws hold them back. In fact, those imperfections often became the very fuel that propelled them forward. Imperfection is part of the process, not something that should stop you from starting. Imperfection doesn't mean you're unqualified, it means you're human. And being human means you're constantly evolving, learning, and growing. When you embrace imperfection, you allow yourself the freedom to take risks, make mistakes, and learn from them. Without mistakes, there is no growth. Without imperfection, there is no real progress. But the fear of imperfection, of not being good enough or prepared enough, keeps so many people stuck. We see what others have achieved and think, I can't do that because I'm not perfect yet. But here's the kicker: you will never be perfect. The beauty of life is that it's messy. It's full of unexpected turns, failures, and lessons learned the hard way. And that's where the magic happens. You don't have to have it all figured out. In fact, that's the point. Start with where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can, and know that as you go, you'll grow. The process of imperfection is what helps you develop resilience, creativity, and wisdom. It builds character in ways perfection never could. When you embrace imperfection, you stop looking for reasons to delay your dreams and start finding ways to make them happen. You don't need everything to be perfect to take action. The most important thing is that you start. We often live with the illusion that life will give us a break, that we'll have a moment of peace, a gap in the chaos, or a perfect opportunity to make our move. But life doesn't pause. It keeps moving, with or without you. Whether you're ready or not, the world continues to turn, and the opportunities you wait for may slip through your fingers if you keep thinking that the right moment will arrive when all the stars align. We tell ourselves, once I finish this project, or once I deal with this personal issue, or once things settle down at work or at home, then we'll start. But the truth is, life doesn't give you the luxury of waiting for the right time. Things will always come up. There will always be challenges, distractions, and unexpected obstacles. The world doesn't wait for you to feel ready, it moves forward, whether you're on board or not. If you're waiting for everything to be perfect before you take action, you may be waiting forever. We all have responsibilities, setbacks, and moments where it feels like the weight of the world is on our shoulders. But guess what? Everybody does. Everyone has their own battles, their own hurdles, their own reasons to wait. Yet, the people who make a difference, the ones who create something meaningful, are the ones who decide that despite everything, they're going to move forward anyway. They don't wait for the pause they created. They take action in the middle of the storm. When you put things off, you risk missing out on opportunities that may never come around again. Life doesn't stop for you to get things in order. The window of opportunity can close faster than you think. Time doesn't care if you're ready. It's not waiting for you to be prepared or to have everything together. It doesn't care about your fears or your doubts. Life just keeps moving, and if you keep waiting for the perfect time, you'll find yourself looking back years from now, wondering why you never took that first step. We often mistake waiting for preparation. We think that waiting for everything to line up will somehow make us more capable, but that's not how life works. Preparation happens through action, through learning from our mistakes, through doing what we can with what we have right now. The perfect time doesn't come when you're ready, it comes when you choose to make it happen. And if you let life keep moving while you wait, you risk missing out on the growth, the experience, and the fulfillment that comes from the journey itself. Life doesn't pause, and neither should you. Every day you wait is a day you could have spent learning, growing, and moving closer to your dreams. There's no point in waiting for the perfect moment, because that moment doesn't exist. The moment you have is the one you're in. And that's enough to take action right here, right now. Faith is often seen as something passive, something you hold in your heart and hope will manifest in time. But true faith isn't about waiting for miracles to happen or for your circumstances to change. Faith is about action. It's about believing in something greater than yourself, but also actively participating in bringing it to life. Faith isn't just a feeling or a wish, it's a commitment to move forward, even when you don't have all the answers. We often think that faith will carry us through the tough times without needing any effort on our part. We expect that if we believe hard enough, things will just work out. But faith is not a passive waiting game. It's not about sitting back and hoping for the best. It's about getting up every day, despite the doubts, despite the challenges, and making a conscious decision to take action. Faith without action is like a seed left in the ground without being watered. It might have potential, but without action, it will never grow. Real faith is messy and requires work. It's about stepping out when the road isn't clear, when the path is uncertain, and when fear tries to pull you back. Faith is not about having everything figured out or seeing the end result. It's about taking that first step when you don't know where the journey will lead. It's about trusting that as you move, doors will open and new paths will emerge, even when you can't see them from where you stand. When you put faith into action, you demonstrate trust in the process of life itself. It means believing that you have what it takes, even if you don't know all the answers yet. It's about making the choice to move forward with confidence, knowing that each step you take is part of a bigger plan, even if that plan isn't fully clear at the moment. Faith isn't waiting for all the stars to align, it's trusting that you can find your way as you go. When you act with faith, you show that you are not bound by your circumstances. Faith allows you to break free from the fear of failure and the fear of the unknown. It gives you the courage to keep going, even when the world tells you to stop. The people who change the world are not those who wait for the perfect conditions. They are the ones who step out on faith, who move forward despite the uncertainty, who trust that the action they take will lead them somewhere greater than they can imagine. But faith doesn't mean you won't face challenges. It doesn't mean that everything will go according to plan. In fact, faith often means embracing the struggle because the struggle is part of the journey. It's in those moments of doubt, confusion, and hardship that your faith is truly tested. But it's also in those moments that your faith becomes stronger as you realize that even when things aren't going perfectly, you are still moving forward, learning and growing. Too often, we convince ourselves that our potential is something waiting for us in the future. We think that one day, when we have more experience, more resources, or more time, we'll finally be able to tap into the full scope of what we're capable of. We believe that potential is something that will come to us, something we unlock after we've reached a certain milestone, overcome a particular obstacle. But here's the truth, your potential is not waiting for some distant future. Your potential is now. The idea that we have to wait for the perfect moment to step into our greatness is a trap. It makes us believe that we're not enough right now, that we need to change something about ourselves before we can take action. But the reality is we already have everything we need to begin. The skills, the passion, the drive, it's all within us, ready to be used. We don't need to wait for some ideal circumstance or the perfect set of conditions. The truth is, the best time to start is now, because the longer you wait, the further you get from realizing what you're truly capable of. We often spend too much time thinking about what could be instead of embracing what is. If we continue to put off our dreams, believing that we'll be ready one day, we risk never taking that step at all. The future is always just out of reach. And by the time you think you're ready, another excuse will come up, another obstacle will emerge. But if you begin now, even with the uncertainty, even with the fear, you will discover a power within yourself that you never knew existed. Your potential isn't something that will suddenly appear when you feel ready. It is already in motion. It is in your actions, your choices, your decisions. The fact that you're here today reading this shows that you already have the strength and determination to begin. You are already capable of more than you realize. Potential is about doing, not about waiting. It's about stepping forward in faith and belief that what you do today will shape who you are tomorrow. Every moment you hesitate is a moment where you're holding back the fullness of who you are. Your dreams, your goals, your passions, they don't belong to a future version of you. They belong to the person you are right now. The only thing that stands between you and your potential is the story you've been telling yourself about when the right time will come. The reality is there is no better time than now. You're not going to wake up one day with more ability, more resources, or more time. You have everything you need to start right where you are with what you have. Think about it, the greatest success stories, the most inspiring transformations didn't happen when everything was perfect. They happened when people decided that today was the day they were going to act. They took what they had and built on it step by step. Every achievement, every breakthrough began with the choice to step into their potential right now. You are not defined by your circumstances. You are not defined by your past or by the mistakes you've made. You are defined by the decisions you make today, by the actions you take, and by the belief that your potential is not something to wait for, but something to claim. So don't wait for the world to tell you when you're ready. Don't wait for someone else to give you permission. Don't wait for everything to fall into place. Your potential is here in the present. And the moment you decide to step into it is the moment you unlock everything you are meant to be. Fear of failure is one of the most common reasons we hold ourselves back from achieving our dreams. It's a fear that grips us deep within, convincing us that if we try and fail, we are somehow less than unworthy or incapable. But what if I told you that failure isn't something to fear? What if I told you that failure is actually one of the most valuable tools for growth and success? When we think about failure, we tend to focus on the negative, the embarrassment, the missed opportunities, the feeling of defeat. We see failure as the end of the road, a sign that we're not good enough, that we didn't measure up. But in reality, failure is a part of the journey. It's not an end point, it's a stepping stone. Without failure, there can be no growth. Without failure, there's no learning. It's through our failures that we discover new paths, refine our skills, and build the resilience that success requires. The fear of failure often comes from a deep-rooted belief that we are only worthy if we succeed. We tie our self-worth to our accomplishments, and when we fail, it feels like a personal attack on our value. This mindset holds us hostage, preventing us from even trying. We're afraid to start because we're terrified of not being perfect, of not getting it right. But perfection is a myth. There is no such thing as a flawless journey. Every successful person you admire has faced failure. Every great achievement has come after a series of missteps, challenges, and moments of doubt. What separates those who succeed from those who don't is not the absence of failure, but the ability to embrace it, to learn from it, and to keep going anyway. Fear of failure often holds us in a state of paralysis. We sit and we wait, telling ourselves that once we feel ready or once we know everything we need to know, then we will take action. But this is a dangerous cycle. The truth is, waiting for the fear to go away won't work. The fear will always be there in some form. The key to overcoming it is not in waiting for the fear to disappear, but in moving forward in spite of it. The more you take action in the face of fear, the more you realize that failure isn't something to be feared. It's simply part of the process. What we need to understand is that failure doesn't define us. It's how we respond to failure that shapes our future. If you let failure stop you, then yes, it wins. But if you use failure as a lesson, as a way to learn, adjust, and improve, then it becomes one of the most powerful forces in your life. Failure teaches us what doesn't work. But more importantly, it teaches us how to be better, how to adapt, and how to persevere. Every time you fail and rise again, you build a little more strength, resilience, and wisdom. We fear failure because we think it means we are not enough, but failure only means one thing: you tried, and trying is the only way to succeed. The real failure is in never trying, never stepping out of your comfort zone, never risking anything because of the fear of what might go wrong. The only way to truly fail is to never take action at all. Failure is not the enemy. It's an opportunity to grow, to refine your vision, and to strengthen your determination. The fear of failure will always be there, but you don't have to let it control you. Instead of seeing failure as something to avoid, begin to see it as an integral part of the journey, a necessary part of achieving your dreams. Failure does not make you weak or unworthy. It makes you human. And it's through our human experiences, our successes and failures alike, that we become who we are truly meant to be. One of the most limiting beliefs many people hold is the idea that they're not ready, that they don't have what it takes, or that they need something more before they can begin pursuing their dreams. We tell ourselves, I need more time, I need more money, I need more experience, or I need the right connections. But the truth is, you already have everything you need to get started. Everything you need is already within you. And the moment you recognize that is the moment you begin to unlock your potential. So often we focus on what we lack, and we use those perceived deficiencies as reasons to delay action. We think we need to have the perfect set of circumstances in order to succeed. We forget that success isn't about waiting for everything to be ideal. It's about starting with what you have, using what you know, and trusting that the process will reveal the rest. The truth is, you already possess the resources, the resilience, and the drive to take the first step. The problem isn't that you don't have what you need. It's that you're waiting for something outside of yourself to provide what you already have within. Look around you, everything you've learned, every experience you've had, every challenge you've overcome has been preparing you for this moment. You have the wisdom that comes from your journey, the unique perspective that only you can offer, and the inner strength that has been built through your struggles. Your ability to adapt, to learn, and to persevere is already a part of who you are. You are more capable than you give yourself credit for, and the only thing standing between you and your success is the belief that you aren't enough, or that you don't have enough. This fear that we lack what we need can paralyze us. We look at others and think they have more experience, more skills, more resources than I do, but what you're failing to see is that they started exactly where you are. They didn't wait for the world to hand them the perfect set of circumstances. They made the most of what they had. They used their time, their talent, their knowledge, and their network, and they built from there. Your journey will not look like theirs, and it shouldn't. But that doesn't mean you aren't already equipped with everything you need to begin your own. Think about the most significant achievements in your life. Were they accomplished because you had everything in place, or because you used what you had and figured it out along the way? More than likely, it was the latter. Most great accomplishments happen not because of perfect conditions, but because of the willingness to start, even when you don't have all the answers. The ability to succeed isn't about waiting for the perfect moment or the right tools. It's about taking the tools you have and making the most of them. The sooner you accept that you already have what you need, the sooner you will start seeing progress. You have the ability to learn as you go. You have the determination to keep pushing, even when things don't go according to plan. You have the resilience to pick yourself back up after setbacks. And most importantly, you have the mindset to believe that your potential is limitless, even when the path isn't clear. What you need to succeed isn't out of reach, it's inside you. It's the fire that keeps you going when the road gets tough. It's the creativity that pushes you to think outside the box when faced with a challenge. It's the strength that helps you stay the course when you feel like giving up. The key is not to wait for everything to fall into place, but to take what you have and move forward with it. Every step you take, no matter how small, is one step closer to realizing your goals. The more you use what you have, the more you'll discover that you are capable of even more. The resources you think you lack are often just a matter of perspective. You may not have everything, but you have enough. And that's all you need to get started. In every situation, you already possess the tools required for success, whether they're tangible or intangible. Your skills, your experiences, your network, your creativity, your resilience, these are the things that will carry you forward. So stop waiting for some perfect set of conditions or the illusion that you're not ready. You're already ready. You're ready. You have what you need. Now it's time to start using it. How many times have you told yourself, I'll start tomorrow once this is over. I'll be able to focus, or I don't have enough time or money, so I can't do it. We all have our reasons, our excuses, the things that seem to justify why we're not moving forward. And while these excuses may feel valid in the moment, they are often the very things holding us back from the life we truly want to live. The truth is, if you keep making excuses, you'll keep staying stuck. And when you stay stuck, you're not just delaying your success, you're denying yourself the opportunity to live your fullest potential. It's time to stop with the excuses. No more excuses. We tell ourselves that we don't have enough resources, experience, or support to make our dreams a reality. But deep down, we know that these are just convenient stories we tell ourselves to avoid the discomfort of stepping out of our comfort zones. The reality is there is never going to be a perfect time. There will always be obstacles, challenges, and things that feel in the way, but those obstacles are part of the journey. They're not walls that stop you. They're hurdles you have to leap over, and each time you do, you build resilience, strength, and confidence. Excuses give us a false sense of control. They allow us to delay action and avoid the hard work of confronting our fears, our doubts, and the uncomfortable truths about why we haven't achieved what we want. But the truth is, those excuses are just distractions. They're the things that make us feel justified in not doing the work, but they also keep us trapped in a cycle of inaction. And as long as we keep making excuses, we'll keep getting the same results. No more excuses means no more hiding behind reasons why you can't do it. It means acknowledging that the only thing standing between you and your dreams is the action you choose to take, or in many cases, the lack of it. We often compare our situation to others and tell ourselves that they have it easier. We convince ourselves that they are more gifted, more connected, or more fortunate, but this comparison is just another form of excuse. No one's path is ever free of challenges or setbacks. Everyone has their own struggles, their own limitations, their own reasons to quit. But the ones who succeed are the ones who decide to push through those struggles instead of using them as an excuse to stop. Excuses don't change your reality, they simply keep you from stepping into it. The people who get things done, who achieve greatness, are the ones who refuse to let their circumstances define them. They decide, no matter what, that they will take action, even if it's imperfect, even if it's messy, even if it's uncertain. We often think we need to have everything figured out before we start. We think that we need more information, more preparation, or more time. But the truth is, you'll never feel fully prepared. There is no perfect moment. The only moment you have is the one you're in. And if you wait for everything to line up perfectly, you'll wait forever. Success is not about waiting for the right time or perfect conditions, it's about making the decision to act now. Even when the way isn't fully clear. It's about trusting that as you take steps, the path will unfold before you. When you let go of your excuses, you take responsibility for your life. You stop blaming your situation, your circumstances, or the people around you for where you are. You own your choices, your actions, and your future. The minute you stop using excuses as a shield is the minute you realize that you have the power to change anything. You have the power to take action. You have the power to make your dreams a reality. Excuses are a form of self-sabotage. They keep you small. They keep you from pursuing the life you deserve. Every time you let an excuse hold you back, you reinforce the idea that you're not capable, not ready, or not worthy. But what if you started believing the opposite? What if you started telling yourself that you are enough right now with what you have and that your dreams are within reach, just waiting for you to take that first step? If you want to change your life, you have to change your mindset. You have to stop looking for reasons why you can't and start finding reasons why you can. You have to stop waiting for the perfect conditions and make the conditions perfect with the choices you make today. No more excuses, no more procrastination, no more blaming circumstances. Your future is in your hands, and it starts with the decision to stop making excuses and start making progress. The time to act is now. Time is one of the most valuable things we have, yet it's often something we take for granted. We believe that we have all the time in the world to do the things we want, to chase our dreams, to mend broken relationships, or to make a difference. But the truth is, time is not guaranteed. We don't know how much we have, and yet we spend it like it's infinite. We put off important tasks, defer our goals, and waste precious moments on things that don't matter, believing that there will always be a tomorrow. But tomorrow is not promised. Time is a gift, not a guarantee. Every day you wake up is a gift and opportunity to create, to grow, to love, to learn, and to contribute. But time moves quickly, and once a moment passes, it's gone forever. We often act as though we have an endless supply of time, but in reality, every minute that ticks by is one we'll never get back. We delay our dreams for another day, thinking that we'll have more time when things settle down or when we feel ready. But the truth is, life is unpredictable. Things don't always go as planned, and sometimes the moment to act never comes again. Think about how much time you've already spent waiting for the right time, waiting for a better situation, waiting for the perfect set of conditions to take action. How many opportunities have you missed because you thought you had more time? How many relationships have you neglected because you assumed you could always fix things later? How many dreams have you shelved because you believed that one day when the circumstances were just right, you would finally begin? Time doesn't wait for you to be ready. Time doesn't care if you're prepared or if you've got it all figured out. It keeps moving forward, whether you do or not. The only moment that matters is the one you're living right now. When you realize that time is a gift, you start to appreciate every moment. You start to understand that life is not a rehearsal. There is no second chance to relive the moments you've missed or to undo the time you've wasted. Every single moment has value, and how you choose to spend it determines the life you're building. Time is not just about hours and minutes, it's about what you're doing with those hours and how deeply you're living in them. time spent on things that truly matter, building relationships, creating, growing, learning, and loving is never time wasted. But time spent on the things that don't bring you closer to your goals, your purpose, or your happiness is time that could have been spent better. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind of life, in the tasks and responsibilities that never seem to end. We spend so much of our time on things that don't move us forward, things that don't fulfill us, things that don't fulfill us, things that don't bring us closer to who we want to be or what we want to achieve. But every moment you spend on something that doesn't align with your values, your purpose, or your passions is a moment that takes you further away from your potential. And every day that passes without taking action, without pursuing what truly matters to you, is a day you'll never get back. The awareness that time is a gift should encourage us to be more intentional with how we use it. We must stop waiting for the perfect moment or the right time to take action, because the truth is there is no such thing. The time to start is always now. Life won't slow down for you to catch up. The more you wait, the more you let time slip through your fingers. When you begin to see time for what it really is, a limited, precious resource, you begin to treat it with the respect it deserves. You begin to invest your time in things that matter, in things that bring you closer to your dreams, your purpose, and your best self. Think about the people in your life. How much time do you spend with them? Do you make time for the people who matter most? Time is the most valuable gift you can give someone, and yet it's so often the thing we take for granted. We assume there will always be another chance to reach out, to make amends, or to show up for the people who mean the most to us. But there are no guarantees. The time you have with others is finite, and if you're not present, if you're not using that time wisely, you may miss out on the moments that truly matter. When you start to see time as a gift, you begin to understand that each day is an opportunity to do something meaningful. You stop waiting for permission or for the stars to align, and instead you take action. You pursue your passions with urgency. Knowing that time won't wait for you to feel ready, you spend your moments wisely, nurturing relationships, investing in your growth, and making choices that align with your deepest values and aspirations. The time to act is always now. No more procrastination, no more waiting for a better time. Time moves forward, and every moment you waste is a moment you'll never get back. So start today. Appreciate the time you have and use it wisely, because tomorrow is never guaranteed. Success is not a passive experience. It doesn't come to those who wait for it to happen, nor does it fall into the laps of those who are too afraid to take risks. Success requires boldness to act, to speak, to step out of your comfort zone, and to risk failure in the pursuit of your goals. The truth is, if you want to achieve anything meaningful in life, if you want to break free from the limitations of your current situation, you must be bold in your approach. Boldness is the spark that ignites change, the energy that drives you forward when everything else around you is telling you to stop. Too often we hold back because we fear the unknown, because we worry about what others will think, or because we're afraid of failing. But those fears only keep us trapped in mediocrity. They prevent us from stepping into the greatness that is within us, waiting to be realized. The most successful people in history didn't get to where they are by playing it safe or by following the crowd. They got there by making bold decisions, by taking chances when no one else would, by embracing risks when others hesitated, and by refusing to be limited by their doubts or fears. Boldness is the key to unlocking the life you desire. Think about the moments in your life when you took bold action. Maybe it was deciding to start a new career, moving to a new city, or standing up for what you believe in. Those were the moments that shaped your life. Those were the moments when you made the choice to step out of the familiar and into the unknown, and it was in those moments that your growth occurred. You may have been scared, unsure, or anxious, but you chose to act anyway. That is the essence of boldness, to act despite fear, to move forward, even when the path is uncertain. Boldness is not about being reckless or impulsive. It's about having the courage to step outside of your comfort zone and take calculated risks. It's about seeing an opportunity and deciding to seize it, even when you don't have all the answers or all the resources. Boldness means trusting yourself, believing in your ability to figure things out along the way, and refusing to let fear or uncertainty stop you. It's about making decisions with confidence, even when the outcome is uncertain. The willingness to be bold in your actions is what sets you apart from those who stay stuck, who play small, and who never take the chance to realize their full potential. Success requires boldness because the road to achievement is rarely easy or straightforward. There will always be obstacles, setbacks, and moments of doubt. If you wait for the perfect conditions or for everything to be lined up just right, you will wait forever. Boldness means moving forward now in the face of uncertainty, knowing that every step you take brings you closer to where you want to be. It means not waiting for permission from others or waiting for someone else to believe in you. Boldness is about believing in yourself, even when others doubt you, about pushing through the resistance that comes with change and growth. There are two types of people in this world, those who make things happen and those who wait for things to happen. The ones who make things happen are the ones who take bold action, who refuse to be passive, and who understand that success is not given, it's earned. They understand that the path to success is filled with challenges, but it's in facing those challenges head on that they grow stronger, smarter, and more capable. Every bold decision they make is a step closer to their dreams, a step closer to their dreams, a step closer to becoming the person they are meant to be. Boldness is also about being willing to fail. Yes, failure is a part of success, but when you are bold enough to fail, you learn valuable lessons. You build resilience and adaptability. You learn what works and what doesn't, and you refine your approach until you find the right formula for success. Bold people don't see failure as a dead end. They see it as an opportunity to learn, to improve, and to keep going. They know that each failure brings them closer to their breakthrough. They embrace failure as a natural part of the process, not something to avoid. It's this willingness to fail that makes boldness so powerful. In your own life, if you want to succeed at anything, whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal growth, you must be willing to be bold. Don't wait for the perfect moment to act. Don't wait for the fear to subside. Take that first step, even if you're not sure where it will lead. You won't always know how things will unfold, but boldness gives you the courage to step into the unknown, to embrace the discomfort, and to push forward when others are too afraid to try. Boldness is the quality that turns dreams into reality. It is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. The reality is that success isn't for the faint of heart. It's for those who are willing to take risks, to challenge the status quo, and to move beyond their fears. It's for those who are willing to face rejection, criticism, and failure head on, knowing that it's all part of the journey. Boldness doesn't mean you won't face obstacles. It means you'll face them with courage, confidence, and a willingness to keep going, no matter how tough it gets. It's about having the audacity to believe in yourself and in your dreams, even when the world around you says it can't be done. Success requires boldness, and boldness requires action. So take that first step, make that bold decision, and keep moving forward, because the world needs your boldness more than ever.